Coming up on 9 News Mornings, some Coloradans have been waiting months on unemployment. Now the state says it finally knows what went wrong. Business owners are getting tired of the impact of construction on a stretch of Broadway.
Not only that there's no foot traffic, but people can't park around here. They're taking up parking spaces from First and Broadway, and I think even farther up than that.
How the city is planning to help them. And we have had so much snow in the last winter, but where did the water go? 9 News Mornings starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Oh, we made it.
It's the day we've been waiting for all week long. Jordan, Ed, Anusha, and Brianna with you this morning.
We have a switch up here.
I know. We got to keep it interesting, right? And Ed, I mean, we are heading into 90s.
Yeah, 90s will continue probably right on into next week through the weekend, and mid-90s at that. So it is going to be warm. Normal high for this time of year is 87.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so we're quite above that. Let's go outside, take a look at what we've got going on right now. And very mild at this hour. Look at this, 73 degrees in Denver right now. We're one of the warmer spots on the eastern plains. That's because we got a little downslope warming going on and a little cloud cover. So as we take a look at the rest of the temperatures, 40s, 50s, 60s for the mountains all the way to the western slope. We will see some showers and thunderstorms a little bit later on today, moving into Denver. Nothing severe though, just general storms for the most part. And as we take a look at today, 95 degrees with a scattered late day shower or thunderstorm. Saturday we're at 93, also a chance for an isolated storm. Then we just get hot and dry. Look at your Sunday, 95, Monday, 96, and Tuesday, oh, let's do 95 again.
Awesome. Thank you, Ed. Happy Friday, everyone. Right now, we are taking a live look of I-225. If you're heading northbound near Alameda Road, we are looking pretty good. Those southbound and northbound lanes, not seeing any delays or crashes to report this morning. Switching things over to our main maps, we do have a bit of a slowdown for those taking 58th Avenue. You can see this is I-25 heading southbound. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. You can see those drive times downtown to DTC. It's going to be a 14-minute drive.
All right, thanks so much for that, Brianna. One of the people charged in a deadly arson in Green Valley Ranch will be in court today for a bond hearing. Court documents say 2 teens intentionally set fire to a home on North Truckee Street in Denver. 5 members of the same family died. Gavin Seymour was 16 at the time, but was charged as an adult. Originally, Seymour wasn't eligible for bond because of the nature of the crime, but then the rules changed earlier this year. The state Supreme Court ruled that everyone accused of first-degree murder in Colorado must have the chance to pay bond. Seymour's hearing is scheduled for 1:30 today. Also, right now, a Walmart in Parker is planning to reopen in about an hour. This was after a bomb threat shut it down for the entire afternoon. Sky 9 was over the scene yesterday, just before 4:30. Police searched the building and said they did not find anything. It's still not clear who reported the bomb threat or why. Colorado State Medical Board says providers who help with so-called abortion reversals might be facing investigation and discipline. The medical board has the final say on state rules, but did not go as far as Democrats in the state legislature wanted in this case. Democrats passed a law earlier this year banning abortion reversals when a high dose of hormones is taken to reverse a medication abortion. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists say the procedure is not based in science. Now the medical board says that they don't consider the procedure a generally accepted practice, but said it would not automatically punish providers. They will investigate, though, on a case-by-case basis.
Well, by the end of the weekend, Aurora Mayor Mike Hoffman will know if he will be able to give himself more power. His plan to ask voters to change Aurora's government structure into a strong mayor city faces a legal challenge. The proposed initiative would eliminate the city manager in Aurora and make the mayor the head of government. A former city council member is suing, saying the ballot measure changes too many things about government in Aurora at once because state law requires ballot measures focus on a single subject.
What council would be left doing on a Monday night at a council meeting, to me, would be essentially proclamations recognizing community service. This is so sweeping that the council's role is so diminished.
A district court judge, in Arapahoe County says that she will have a ruling come Monday.
A team of ATF investigators are now on Maui searching for what started the blaze that has caused so much damage and heartache.
That's just part of the federal response into the nation's deadliest fire in more than a century. NBC's Chris Pallone has more.
Ahead of Monday's visit to Hawaii, President Biden offered a message of support for the victims of last week's wildfires.
And I want the people of Hawaii to know your country's with you.
The federal government and states across the mainland have scrambled to get resources to Maui.
That's why we took immediate action, surging hundreds of federal personnel, delivering thousands of meals, liters of water, cots, and blankets.
More than 600 federal responders are on Maui, including 250 search and rescue team members, many using trained dogs to help find those lost in the fast-moving inferno.
This is a really hard disaster, and this is a really difficult search operation.
Maryland, among several other states, sending teams to help find and identify victims in Lahaina.
There always is an eagerness, right? A lot of these people are firefighters already, so they come to work every day prepared to respond to the unknown.
FEMA has spent nearly $4 million to help survivors find shelter on Maui. It's a place where frustration is growing and questions remain about state and local efforts to evacuate people as the fire bore down.
Where were you guys to try and get us out, evacuate us? No, we're mad.
Maui's emergency management director has now resigned, citing health reasons after defending the decision not to sound the island's emergency sirens.
Had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone malka. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire.
Several Hawaii lawmakers now calling for an independent investigation into the fire's cause and the decisions made leading up to this growing tragedy. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
The wildfires have killed more than 100 people and destroyed thousands of buildings, most of them homes. Many have speculated that downed power lines were the cause. That is something the ATF team is looking at.
A Coloradan who now calls Maui home is among the thousands trying to figure out what to do next. Megan Headley moved to the town of Lahaina about 2 years ago. Right before the wildfires, she and her boyfriend went on an errand to the other side of the island. Megan told us both her and her boyfriend's houses are completely gone. Their cat is missing, and now she's planning to fly back to Colorado to stay with family to regroup and figure out what to do next.
Canada is still dealing with its worst wildfire season in history. There are mandatory evacuations in the Northwest Territories right now. More than 20,000 people are heading south towards safety in Alberta as Canada sends soldiers in to fight the latest fires. More than 1,000 wildfires are burning across Canada right now.
A U.S. citizen is being charged with espionage in Moscow. Gene Spector was convicted of bribery last year in a Russian court and is currently serving a 3.5-year sentence for that. The basis for the new charges, however, are unclear this morning. Spector was born and raised in Russia before becoming a U.S. citizen.
Another business has been the victim of a flash rob in Los Angeles. This comes just days after a large group made out with $300,000 worth of clothing and merchandise within a matter of minutes on Saturday from a Nordstrom. The latest attack happened on Tuesday at a different location. They made out with more than $100,000 worth of merchandise. That store has not been named.
Today, the CEOs of major studios are planning to meet. It comes just a day after the Writers Guild of America met with them in hopes of coming to a resolution to stop the strikes. The WGA recently responded to the latest proposal from the studios, but the two sides remain far apart on several items, including a staffing minimum in TV and a viewership-based streaming residuals.
A major project on Broadway that was supposed to be done in fall or winter is now being pushed to the spring. 9 reporter Brianna Fernandez is following the story for us this morning. And Brianna, it's not just a hassle for the drivers, it's also apparently impacting businesses in the area as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Good morning, Jordan. So business owners should know that help is available. The Denver Economic Development and Opportunity has a grant for businesses along South Broadway who have been affected by this construction, as long as they can prove a revenue loss of 10% or higher. It's a need for businesses who are hurting, especially since this construction project will actually last into next year. City officials tell me with all the rain we got a few weeks ago, combined with complications with the underground utilities, this is delaying crews more than they expected. The owner of Mutiny Information Cafe says from last year to this year, his business dropped 15%. The owner is blaming construction equipment blocking the entrance of his business, lack of parking, and closed sidewalks for keeping people out.
Not only there's no foot traffic, but people can't park around here. There's bus routes on both, Broadway and Lincoln, and at Alameda and First Avenue, but nobody wants to necessarily ride the bus all the way down here and shop and then ride the bus all the way back home.
So the owner did tell me that he got an email from the construction company yesterday letting him know that on Monday, crews will be working on the sidewalk in front of his business to focus on some underground electrical work. So it is directly impacting access to his coffee shop. He has applied for the grant and he's still waiting to hear back from the city. Jordan?
You hate that for them. All right, Brianna, thank you very much.